Greetings, friends, and welcome to the kingdom of home improvement, where today I'm going to show you how to take a dilapidated old vanity and make it into something worthy of your royal throne. Sorry about that, we just got a green screen, so we're having a little bit of fun. But as you see here, this is how the vanity started out. Not really in that great of shape. Needs some attention. It had some detached doors with some nice detailing on it. So I'm just going to rip out the back of the vanity. And I left it without a backing on it. I figured it would be easier to hook up to the hoses without one. And then I just swept out all the loose dust and spider webs. It did come with the sink there, and it did have dried caulking around the rim, so I pried that off using a flathead screwdriver. And then I gave it all a good scrubbing. So it looks like a nice little sink. So I applied more caulking to it, and then placed it where I wanted it to go. You see that 20-pound weight there? Kind of held it in. And then I rubbed off the excess caulking with a paper towel. This is how I'm going to keep the sink in. I'm going to hold it into place. The board that I'm holding it into place, though, doesn't touch it. You don't want it to have any wiggle room. So I'm going to add those little metal brackets so that the sink can't move, can't fall down. Okay, so now I'm attaching the wood slats with the metal brackets, but I'm having a really tough time.
Dude, I wish you would just have me started. Who does some odd things.
Well, I wasn't gonna have you do it. I was just gonna do it, but then I ran into troubles.
Yeah, when you're doing wood, you typically use screws like this with the thing, and you want it to go into the wood. Like that. Screws were too long and they were hitting the bottom of the granite. So make sure your screws are the right length.
It took a lot of prompting to get Craig to say those things. He didn't want to sound like a know-it-all, but it helps out. He has a lot of good knowledge. And so you see how he reinforced the sink, because just those wood slats wouldn't hold in the sink over time. So I'm just applying some wood glue to the part of the door that became detached to make sure it is a very secure, solid door. And then I tap it in with the hammer. And this wood was so tough that I needed to drill in more holes. There were already pre-drilled holes in it. And there you see is Sir Dibbles taking a nap in the grass. There's with the doors attached, and then I did a varnish coating on it. It was just a very light varnish. It said they would give it a warm glow, so very light varnish. I think it turned out so pretty, and the doors, when attached correctly, they worked very well. Now I needed to put a bottom on the vanity. So here I am marking out where I need to cut. And I'm going to cut out the basic rectangle before I worry about corners. And the back piece, I'm just adding wood glue so that it'll have a stable base. And before you cut, be sure to use your glasses and your gloves so that you end up keeping both your eyes and your fingers. So I just have the board set up and ready to cut. I have the 20-pound weight to hold it steady while I do it. So I'm just making the basic rectangle and seeing about how I need to cut the corners. There, I'm measuring the corners and just marking them off there. You might need to make several cuts because even though you measure a couple times, it never seems to work out perfectly. Okay, so that's the little slot where the center bar would go through. And so I'm just demonstrating that you can sweep your saw back and forth and then it'll make a indentation like that. So that's the finished vanity. I think it is gorgeous. So happy with it. And that's a shot of some of the details on the vanity.